I'm gonna run over at noon to my clients.
Hi, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to wait for everybody, but I wanted to open up a little bit early this morning. Go ahead. So you want to go ahead?
So I'm just gonna go pick up a check for the engineer at his office and take over to the engineer's office. So I'll have to
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
mail and all that kind of stuff.
So who is the engineer?
I don't know. I have to look.
And then also, I would ask him when you get there, if you can, find out what he actually did. Did you find that out? Like whether he went over, he did, you said he went over, but did you do any testing at all?
No.
Just based on age period?
Yeah. So he looked it up, said it was like 40-something years old and it was in the metal tank. So he said it's gonna have to be replaced.
I had a client this weekend that was interested in lots, and I remember you talking about that lot, so I gave him all the pertinence. And I called Gabe, he just had Chris's contact information, so I contacted Chris to figure out all the pertinence of it. They're basically a Texas couple that are thinking about buying land up here. And so I let them know about the investment property, like the investment feel of it. They're on tour right now, so I just told them to keep me posted. So I'll let you know if anything goes
You wanna
on.
move it?
Yeah, it's a little, appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
So you don't ram into the.
Lake.
Yeah.
You look so happy in this picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did that right downstairs. Julia is the one that took the pictures.
Oh, same with mine, yeah.
Give everybody a few more minutes till we start. I'll grab my coffee.
So we still gotta continue our conversation.
We'll talk sometime.
Soon. Sure. Yeah. So you live right there? Yeah.
Doing all right. Yeah. Deals are working out. That's good. It's a good feeling. Good feeling.
We can switch to, hold on, a little dark. I really don't care. I really. I'll decide. My mom and my aunt sent me flowers. So nice.
Oh yeah, it's your birthday, right?
A Friday.
Friday? Okay.
Not quite today.
Well,
Couple
happy
more
early
days.
birthday.
Yeah, early
Thank you.
birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we talking about the getting the wall thing coming?
Yeah.
Not-
The 21st.
Not very many RSVP.
We didn't have a ton. It's getting a little more now, but yeah. So everyone should come. It'll be a lot of fun.
I
Yep.
got two of them.
Huh?
I got two
2 parties or
RSVPs.
oh no, we'll keep sending them out.
Oh.
We'll send it out every week. But if you've already done the RSVP, you'll need to do it again.
Okay.
But
First
just
time it
reminding
wouldn't work.
people. Oh really?
Yeah.
So you got it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wouldn't work unless I said that I was going to bring something. So
Right.
So I put down desserts because I didn't know what else.
Yeah. No, you don't need to bring anything.
Mine just asked about
I like sweets.
Who did?
mine just asked
I was gonna
Yes, if
say.
you're gonna come, yeah, we changed it.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
changed
my
it
first one
because,
wouldn't let me in, so like you, just like it.
yeah, I think
the
we're
second
having
one
like a little
wasn't.
bit of issues, so hopefully now we just changed it, revamped it, resent it out, so we
So
just
is
wanna
this
know
a
if you can
plus,
come.
is this a plus one?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
if you have kids, bring kids, lives on a lake, so, you know, there's like a little beach there and picnic area, gazebos, so you can, just bring like a lawn chair or a camp chair, or a blanket to sit on or something, cause there's not a ton of seating around, but yeah, she's having it catered through Houlihan's, so there'll be a lot of food, so nobody needs to bring anything unless they just wanna bring a specific dish or something, but you don't have to. We just want
But
everyone to
desserts are
come.
always good.
Yeah.
Well, and I figured, so if it's a luau theme, I have a family that are my tenants that are from the Pacific Islands, and so I asked I just call her mama, you know, the lady in charge, and I was like, I need desserts, I don't know what to do, and she's like, I got you.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
So
Yeah.
you know, the luau thing,
Mhm.
my wife says, well, I'll make, she does a ring noodles with, Spam
Oh, yeah,
salad.
yeah,
It's pretty damn good, I like it.
yeah, great,
I think she's good at it.
cool, yeah, awesome. So, yeah, I don't know, I usually bring something. Oh,
What time was it?
I think it's 4:00. So like 4 to 7-ish.
That's a Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah, and we're gonna do top producers at the same time. So it'll be a top producer event and luau get together, so it'll be fun. All right, well, it is 10:00, 10:02, so we're gonna get started. So today we're gonna talk about and build.
Sorry, birthday, Chief.
Huh? Oh, that's okay. Keep going. So we're gonna talk about bios, because like we said when we talked about you need those for a lot of things. You need it for your presentations, you need it on your website, you need it in general. We tend to market our properties more than we market ourselves sometimes. And we kind of forget that people, when they're looking at us, they're Googling us and they're trying to find information out there for us. Which is why a couple of years ago I brought into the company Testimonial Tree. And so what Testimonial Tree does is it every time you close on a transaction, you know, you put your client's information in SkySlope. And it's really important when you put your client's information in SkySlope that you use their email address. Don't put your email address in that spot. Use their email address. Because when the transaction closes, Testimonial Tree takes the email from SkySlope and automatically sends them a request for a testimonial for you and the company. And when that testimonial is filled out from your client, it comes back to us and it automatically populates onto your website. And we also put it out, you know, for our meetings and things like that. So the testimonials that you see in the sales meeting that we go over all come from Testimonial Tree. So that's how we get them.
I have
So
a question. I usually get 2 emails. And now that I'm telling you about it, but it's like regarding, one's from Testimonial Tree. I think they both might be, but I don't understand why I get 2 emails because they're different and they don't both say the same thing.
one of them's to get a testimonial for the company, the other one's a
Okay.
testimonial for you.
That's
Yeah.
that settles
Mhm,
that.
yeah. Yes.
So, I thought on our website, the other day I was looking for something, and, so when I got off, then you popped up. So
We'll
I
go
saw you were
into that.
looking,
Because what happens is when you go in to try to test your website to see what a buyer might see, it knows it's you. It thinks you're a buyer. It doesn't know that you're a licensee testing your site. So all of a sudden, it's going to connect you to a licensee. And since all of you are under me, so I can be able to see you and also communicate with you and things like that through Katie Corp, then it's going to show that I am the person that's assigned to you. So it doesn't work to test. So what I can do is I'll go in and take you off, delete you out of my sphere, my thing, but you can't test. If you want to see what a buyer's experience would be, you can create a Gmail account if you want. Like I have one for my dog, maggieburke@gmail.com, that I use, and so if I want to send things, to be able to see, like if I send a market report and I want to be like, I don't want to really, which you don't actually have to do it that way. You could just copy the URL and then you can paste it in a new window and see what the report's going to be like, which we're going to do we're going to do several KD Core lessons and kind of go through all those different things with you because it's a beast of a system and it can do a lot of things. So I don't want to get off track a lot here with that, but it's because you're trying to test the system and you can't. But if you want to do it, the quick answer is create an email account that you want to use, and then you can put them into KD Core as like a buyer using that email address. And then you can kind of look at them as if they were a client and kind of use the experience, but it does not work with you. And then when you set them up as your own person, then they're going to automatically be under you. They're not going to be assigned to somebody else. So put them in as a contact, and then you can kind of test the system. Okay? Okay, testimonials. So you all also get a email when you first start. They sign you up for Testimonial Tree. So testimonialtree.com, you would have gotten an email that says, welcome Testimonial Trees. You can go in and look at your dashboard and things like that. I'm going to show that to you. But if you search your emails for Testimonial Tree, you should find that. Because it kind of automatically sets up. I don't know if my login information is saved in here. We're about to find out. Okay, so this is what Testimonial Tree looks like. This is for the company, but yours is gonna look pretty similar to this. You're gonna have a dashboard, and then the survey. So here, you have all the surveys that have come in for all the different licensees. They're all licensees. These are all licensees for our office that have come in. Let's see. So if you go into surveys and you can hit collect, because the other thing that really helps you is to have a lot of testimonials on your website and collecting those.
This is pulling out surveys from here to put on your website.
It automatically does that.
Okay, that's fine.
We automatically do that. But you can, if you don't have a closing, you haven't had any closings yet, but you want to ask for testimonials for other things. So maybe, you're asking for a testimonial from an inspector or somebody else that you've worked with that's real estate related, that you're saying, hey, I'm really trying to increase my testimonials. Would you mind doing a testimonial for me? I know we didn't close the transaction, but we did work together. So maybe you can focus on, the details that you liked about me, or, maybe if you felt I communicated well, or, different things like that. If you can help me with that.
So can we request to send out from Survey Tree a testimonial to somebody?
Yep.
Okay.
So, customer. So it's gonna be you. So here's how you do it. So you went under survey winner survey, and we said collect, and then we come to this page. And so customer feedback survey is the kind that you want, and then your name's gonna pop up here. You're not gonna have everybody in the company, right? You're gonna have yourself. And then it's gonna say your customer's name. Send via email or text, whichever you choose, and you put it in here. And then it's Testimonial Tree. Testimonial Tree. And then you're gonna click here, send request, and it's gonna send it to them. So
I
that's
didn't
how.
know you could do that yourself.
Mhm.
I usually had Yulia do it, and she never said like,
You click
Yeah,
the
you
via
can
text,
do
does it ask for their number instead?
Of course. Yep. Yep, exactly. And so you can do it. Sometimes it's easier just to like do it for people than to.
right, I understand.
It's
But I
like every
literally
single
never
step.
knew that.
But yeah, that's why we're going over it. So, because a lot of people, I don't think that they realize that they could do it themselves. You don't have to wait for closing. You can just do it yourself. Even if you worked in a different industry and you did, it doesn't have to be real estate. So if you've worked with people in the past, you say, hey, I'm just trying to build my testimonials for my website. If you felt like that I did a good job for you or I was a good worker or whatever, then you can still request it. It doesn't have to be real estate.
And then this populates back to here, and then you guys put it on the Jack White?
No,
site? How does it
if
work?
it's a 4-star or higher, it'll automatically go on to the website.
Okay.
If it is a below 4-star, then I get a copy. And I will be asking, finding out what happened. Is there something we could have done better, or just to let you know that your client wasn't like stellarly happy. And sometimes what happens is, unfortunately, you get painted with the same brush as the lender and the title company. And maybe they weren't very happy with the lender and the title company, but they were super happy with you. So you really have to read the testimonial and you have to see what it says, because we've seen it where it did a 3-star before. And then it was because the title company never communicated with me, but I loved working with Christy. Well, that's not a 3-star for Christy. That's a 3-star for the title company. So at that point, what I would do, and you're gonna get a copy of everyone that comes as well. And so I would say, I understand you aren't happy with a title company, but would you mind just reviewing me? So I get a good, review.
And a lot of times they don't even really realize like that there's different serious separation,
Yes.
because, yeah.
Exactly. They feel like it's just a whole team, period. Because a lot of times we end up being the one that recommends the lender. We're the one that, you shouldn't recommend just one lender. You should recommend more than one lender. But we end up saying, do you care who uses title company? No. Okay, well, we'll just use them. The fees are the same no matter who you use. And so it ends up being like the customer service that we get with our clients that we tend to kind of, I don't know, tell them about, and then they choose, unless they have a relationship with a title company or they have someone that they would like to use or used in the past. It just seems to sometimes happen that way. But this is where you can request more, and then you can go under your testimonials here, and you can say manage testimonials. And then when your testimonials come up, there they are. So you can take it here and you can also share it onto Facebook. So screen's like bigger than my screen. So you can go action and you can say share testimonial and then testimonial marketing. Testimonial marketing. I think that's a new action they added because I've never seen that before. Really slow today. You guys can come in here and play with it. You can print it. If you want to print the testimonials and put them on one sheet, you can do that. So marketing sites is what this does.
How do you get there again?
I just hit marketing. And then you can, So share social media, Facebook business page tab, add your media site apps. So you can add them in and you can click, do the changes, sharing, share to your feed or the feed of a page you manage. So you can click there and then you can directly put it on Facebook if you want as well. And then you hit save and share.
Is that
So
better than like just cutting and pasting and putting it on your Facebook?
I think it kind of makes it pretty. It might just add a little stars or something. But you could do it either way, whatever, I think it's to each his own, whatever you choose to do. But it's a way that you can do it easily if you like. So I say, go into, it probably looks like that.
Oh, the little stars.
Yeah.
I see.
So I would go in here and play with it and check it out and send out some. You can get some testimonial requests. And like I said, every time you close on a transaction, you're going to get one. So you can see it there. So where we are here is this is going into Katie Core, and this is going to populate onto your website. So if you go into Katie Core and you click here where your name is, and you go to my profile, that's where we are right here. This is my profile. So it says agent profile. And then you can put in so you can put your Facebook. Let me go ahead and edit here. So you hit edit profile. And then you can change, this thing's so touchy. So if you want to change your photo that's been put in here, say you're updating your photo, or you got a new photo that you like better, you can just drag and drop it or click to upload it into here, and it'll put it in here for you. You always want to, when we set it up for you, we always have your name and we have your MLS number and all that. We take care of that part for you. But you'll want to add in your Facebook, what do you call it?
Okay.
Yeah, profile name, your phone number, and then when you do your phone number, you're gonna want to say show on site. That way it'll show your phone number, not the company phone number. And you always want to make sure that you do that. And then your email address needs to be in there. If you have a Twitter account, LinkedIn, YouTube, all of these, you can add them all in if you'd like. If you speak different languages, you can say what language you speak, because a lot of people will go onto our website and they'll look for someone who speaks a specific language. And so I think that's a really great attribute. If you have the ability to do that, you should market that. And by choosing what language you speak here as well. And then your website, and then the rest is where we're going to do the bio. So the About Me section is where you can put in your bio. And then the other section, you can do a signature. So that's what goes on my signature. On every email you send out will be that. Or you can do whatever you want to do. But if you already have like a Gmail signature or whatever, you can literally copy it, paste it in that spot.
So you're able to just take your business card and
I had Yulia make this for me,
Okay.
but it's
So
not
she did our
exactly.
business card, can she like transfer that?
Yeah.
over?
Morgan should be able to do that as well.
Oh, yeah,
She's kind of going back into the marketing section. Credentials, background, education, experience, achievement, and community involvement. So go ahead and write those things down real quick. So we have credentials, background. I can just leave it up. I'll just leave it up there. So those are the things you kind of want to make sure you work on and focus on, because the more you kind of have in there, the more people will kind of look at that and say, oh, this person knows what they're doing. They've spent time on their website. They can find you and find out information about you. Also, a testimonial tree, when you have testimonials in Testimonial Tree, if a person Googles you and you have testimonials, it will populate. That's another reason why we have Testimonial Tree, because it helps people find you and find good things about you. So write those down, or just we'll leave it up there. So I want you to kind of look through this this section here on that we've given you here. These are some kind of ideas that you could use to create your bio. These are kind of little third-person, short, professional bios that you could use. Do you have paperwork? I don't have paperwork. Do you, John? Huh? So some of these are kind of, I'm passionate for, whatever, can be traced back to. Some of these are real estate kind of related. Some of these are not real estate related. Some of you can make them real estate related, but it's just kind of to give you an idea of, kind of the lane to go in, or an idea of kind of which approach you want to take. So you can look at the first section. The second section is more first person. Some people like third person bios. I think first person bios are better, in my opinion, because you're kind of talking about yourself. They're learning about you and they read about you. But if you want it to read as if someone's writing about you, then of course you could use the third person one. It's totally up to you. These are a little more traditional, I would say. Like I spent the last so many years learning everything there is to know about real estate, from blank to blank. I'm currently applying this knowledge to my role as, realtor at Jack White Real Estate, where I'm responsible for, or where I enjoy, helping people connect homes, or find the right match for a home, or those type of things. I don't know, I look at real estate more as I'm a matchmaker, not a salesperson. Because the way I look at it is, if someone doesn't want to buy something, if it's not the right house for them, you're not going to sell it to them. I don't care how good of a salesperson you are. If it's not the right house, it's not going to happen. So I look more about, my job is to be a really good listener, be a really good negotiator, and be able to articulate what they want in a home and go find it for them, or help them find it. Help them see, and sometimes you're just helping them figure out what they want in a home. Sometimes, a lot of times, they'll walk into a home and it's like squirrel or shiny object, right? And it's just like, oh my God, this is beautiful. I just love this. But it's not near the area they want to be in. It doesn't, maybe they're saying, I want a single level, or I want a mother-in-law because I'm going to be bringing my, somebody else to live with you, or whatever the case may be. And that's the reason why they're moving, right? You have to find out why. You're always looking for the why of why someone's moving. And so when you look at that and you try to find out why, then they're kind of all of a sudden focused on not their why. It's your job to bring them back to their why. So you're kind of always doing that and always helping them find the right house. So you kind of think about, what kind of realtor do you want to be? What are the attributes that you feel like you have? What are some of the skills that you have, maybe from past jobs or past experience, that can help someone find the right house for them? And why do people hire a realtor? I want to hear like a couple of ideas of why you think people hire a realtor and don't do it on their own.
Convenience and comfort in the transaction.
What's that?
Convenience and comfort in the transaction.
Convenience?
A lot of people aren't comfortable selling a home by themselves. They don't know how to start either.
Correct. So just, they don't have a clue. They don't have a clue, and they don't want to take the time to learn. It's very convenient. Terry?
They don't have time, they have full-time careers, and they don't have time to mess with it.
Okay. What other reasons do we think people hire realtors?
I know for me, it was a lot of stress and, my lender shouldered that kind of that burden for me when I have questions and, at midnight, I'm going through all the paperwork and I don't know what it means. And she was there for me, at any time of the night, so. And that customer service was why I used my lender. Not my realtor was the worst, but my lender was awesome.
They weren't
So-
that white, were
No, they weren't.
Of course they weren't.
They definitely weren't.
So Tony, what is it, why do you say your realtor was the worst? What made them the worst?
So
Without
I
getting too
remember
personal?
him never being around when I had like tough questions and what does this mean? He was only around when he knew that the deadlines, like the contract part of it, like knowing that I was gonna sign, but never around when I was stressed out about this and that. He was never around when I was kind of questioning about these things, And also it was just that commission breath, like I think for me, he just wanted that sale and he wasn't there for my best interest, whereas, my lender, she like, it wasn't a sale for her. She was making sure that I was happy, and making sure that I knew all of the kind of hurdles in front of me and explained those to me in a very clear and consistent manner.
Could it be you didn't think he cared?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've never heard from it. Remember we talked about like always touch base with your clients even afterwards. Never heard from him ever again. Like once we close, never heard from him.
John?
Who's your lender?
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
My lender is Lindsay Schramm from Residential. She's
She's been around for a long time.
yeah, she's awesome.
So give me some other ones. Why else do you think? And some of you that are not new in real, not brand new in real estate, have done a few transactions. What is it that your clients have said about you, positively things about you during the transaction?
Good communication. A lot of communication, just like exactly what you were saying. That's exactly what we really try to set the precedent from the beginning and really communicate with our clients and let them know that we're available if they have questions. Maybe not in the middle of the night, but
Yeah.
but like it is really all about communication.
Totally agree. What else?
Being available.
Being available. Okay.
It's easy when you're new and you don't have somebody to do that, just go on.
And availability is very important, but we're going to talk a little more about that too. Terry?
Helping them find sources like contractors,
Oh,
house
yeah.
cleaners.
Being the source of all real estate.
Do we
right?
have like for stuff like that?
A list?
Yeah.
Not anymore. We used to back in the day, and the reason why we don't anymore is because we only want to recommend licensed bonded people, and there's no way for us to be able, before we could give out a sheet, we would have to check every single person and make sure they still have their license, they still have their bond and all that, and it's just too much liability to say they have it when they don't have it, because they can cancel at any moment. So that's the reason why we don't anymore, but I think
That
you
makes
all
sense.
should have like a list, and we all help each other with that as well. So, if you're like, I need a plumber, you can usually text 4 or 5 people here and they'll give you a plumber. So we kind of rely on each other for that. But a list we just don't do as a company for that reason. So, John?
Being there to help answer their questions when they're not sure how things are going on, but also negotiating with the other side, because we got one we're gonna sign tomorrow, and we had to strongly negotiate with them and got them to. They kept saying, no, we're not going to do that. Well, they went down $8,000. So.
But these guys also negotiated with their own client. They had to, because I went and helped them, but they also did a fabulous job of, now come on. They were so fabulous at being, let's get reasonable. So they were negotiating with their own client to help
Yep.
them move the sale along. And Shelby did a fabulous job. I was just videoing, and Shelby did a fabulous job with that.
Yes, good job. And yes.
Oh, so I went and got some reviews from past clients after last week. And the theme was, number one, honesty, not telling them what they wanted to hear, but giving them the honest answers. And then not caring about the commission check.
Yeah.
You know, not worrying about that. You're worried about their well-being, what they want. And then you build the customers for life when you do that.
Absolutely. The one thing I would like for you to look for a different way of saying, not to say that honesty, absolutely 100%, but that should be a given that you're going to be honest. But kind of what you're saying is, I'm going to tell you like it is, essentially. I'm going to tell you like it is in a kind way to make sure I'm not going to tell you what I think you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear to get your house sold. So I think that is super important. I think that's exactly what pretty much what you're trying to say. Because I don't like it when people say, I'm honest, I have integrity, why would that be? Why would you not really want to put that in your bio?
Because if you got to tell somebody that, then you're probably not.
Exactly. That should be already a given. You should already be honest. You don't need to tell somebody you're honest, but you want to tell them a characteristic. So let's hear a few more things that clients have said about you and your work. Chris and Carla, I know you guys have gotten a lot of testimonials. What is kind of the theme on the ones you've gotten?
No, I haven't read our testimonials. So.
But what do people say when you get a referral? What do they say about you? Why did they refer you? What does the referral say about you that they heard about you already?
We make ourselves super available.
Okay.
And we're really responsive. So that helps, and anyone can do that easily.
You would think,
Okay.
but that's not the case. It really is not the case.
Especially not when you're realtor, like,
No, I
right,
mean,
it's,
there's a lot of people who don't make that a priority.
I've seen more and more over the years, like in the confidential remarks, anything received after Friday, 5 p.m. won't be reviewed till Monday. And I mean, I guess if that's how you run your business, that's fine. Does your seller know that's how you're running your business?
Right.
And that's kind of not the nature of the business.
Exactly.
Either, you know?
Yeah. And so exactly what you're saying, if you're going to do that and that's your business practice, everybody better know that. Your buyers better know that. Your sellers better know that. And you better that better be a known thing, or you're going to have issues with your clients. So you guys all just heard, what was the common theme? Communication, being availability, responsiveness, negotiation, relatability. So taking those words, how can you use some of these dialogues in here to create a bio about you? So I want you to think about what you bring to the table, what you want to bring to the table, what you want people to say about you, what you're willing to do. Because do not write that if you're not willing to do it. So if you currently work another job 8 to 5 and you're not available, you better not say I'm available 24/7. And you really don't want to say I'm available 24/7. Because that can get you in trouble a little bit too down the line. You have to set some kind of boundaries for time frame. What I like to tell people is that, and I think most people realize that typically it's business hours that you're more available, but if something comes up and you need to reach me, if you have a question or something happens and you need to reach me after hours, weekends, you call me, text me. And if I'm not asleep, I'll answer you. And I tell you guys that all the time, and I mean it, and I do it. I mean, I talk to you guys whenever.
Like really, a lot of people all the time, all day long. Is
Yeah.
that how your phone is going all the time?
Some days it's more than other days. Some weekends it's nonstop. Other weekends, like I think I think it was New Year's Day or Christmas Day maybe. I didn't get one phone call. And I was like, wow, like my phone working? Like, what's going on? It's so quiet.
At 9 o'clock at night, she tells me we'll discuss it in the morning.
Yeah, because it's
That's
not
you,
an
Todd.
important thing that can't wait.
That's just you, Tom.
That's Todd on a rant. Yes.
People get very emotional too, as well.
I was
Yes.
gonna say
So when
that,
you're buying, and I've had them call me up at 1 in the morning crying.
Oh,
for
my.
one. And so you have to be able to calm them down,
Absolutely.
reassure them they're not gonna get screwed.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and I think saying that really is like that you let them know you've got their back. Like, I've got your back. I'm looking at your best interest. That's my job and that's what I'm going to do. And I think that that's really important. So I want you guys to take, we have next 25 minutes, and I want you to start comprising a bio for yourself. Kind of, and then after you do that, then we're gonna work on the credentials, background, education, experience, that kind of thing. But I want you to kind of write it in a way that speaks like you speak. So if you're like happy-go-lucky kind of a person, then you need to write it that way. Don't write something that's super professional, not in a way that you would talk with someone. I think it needs to be a little bit conversational of how you would be, because they're going to be getting, kind of getting to know you by reading this. And so they need to get a tone of who you are, I think, in your bio as well. I think it's important. So kind of think about all those things. Think about the words we just talked about. Think about the characteristics you have, skills you have, and let's take the next 25 minutes and put some things down on paper.
It kind of reminds me of like some people are really good at 3-bedroom home, 2 bath, 1-car garage, yard, done. But some people are like cozy,
Yes.
the wording, and that's kind of what I think about when I'm reading somebody's bio. When I see
Yes.
went to school here, did this,
Correct.
did this. It's so boring versus
Yes.
spicing it up like you spice up the
Yeah.
the home wording when you're trying to sell a house. You're trying to sell yourself.
Absolutely. It's exactly what you're doing. You're selling yourself. And you're also trying to make a connection with that reader. You're trying to make some kind of a connection with the reader. So you want to be able to give them what they're looking for in a realtor and in a person. So it's also good to, oh yes, thank you. It's also good to have personal, some personal information on here as well, like things you like to do, things you enjoy. So make that part of it as well. Kind of sprinkle some of that in. Don't make it just about career, just about you personally. Kind of put it all together. And Todd did a great one, I thought, actually, which is why I'm glad he did. But he did this brochure for himself, and I think it's super nice. So we'll pass it around, let you guys look at it. I think it's a great idea to make a personal brochure for yourself and have them available at open houses. And when you get this bio put together, you've got the hard part done. So you can easily put it together. Right now, you can do, if you don't have a lot of testimonials, you can do the bio information, and then you can do about Jack White. And then when you get testimonials, you can, have 3 sections that you can fill out. So it doesn't have to be as robust at the moment. We just start somewhere, and then you can, continue to add to it. But we'll pass that around for people to look at and give you some ideas. But let's just work until like 11:15. If you guys need to get up, take a break. But let's work till 11:15 on this. And then if you need some help, you get stuck, you want me to look at it, give you some ideas along the way. Just
Should we type it in there right now?
if you want to, yeah, you can, or you can write it out because you might want to cross it out and keep changing it, as you do it. Does everyone have a pen? Pen to write with? Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll let you guys get going until 11:15.
Tran. SCHR.
I residential.
She's the coolest, and she's super, her and her her
exactly
husband,
where the, you know, where that is.
So they're always out in like some remote area, and the thing about it too is even when she's out there, like I don't know if she's using a
She's
sat
exactly.
phone or something like that, but she'll like text you and be like, "Hey, I'm not in the office.
It's nice
I
to
call
share.
this person." And
Yeah.
it's like her, personal.
That's,
assistant. She's the coolest.
that's awesome. So she's true black.
She really is.
Yeah. And I like name things. I have to write that. I'm so fabulous. Just start with, I'm so fabulous. Because
No, I'll just write on the back.
did you read it?
No, I didn't read the whole thing.
Oh, interpret. Let's just see. Here, color. Sometimes. Let's just say. No, we don't.
It's not everybody.
No, not mine.
Fine.
Come to me when you need to decorate.
So.
He kind of starts with that first, and then he goes into the blah, blah. This is what he wants to do. That's what I like.
We also have to be careful, because I read some, and I'm one who, I want facts. And then I don't want to sit here and read for 20 minutes. So if somebody starts all this other stuff and just drags on and on and on, I'm out. I won't pass.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna give you the facts, and I'm.
That should be one of your strengths that you put down as your.
Alright, so.
So when I write bullet
Yeah,
points,
so it's
just
on
fact,
the
fact, fact,
west
fact,
side.
fact, boom, I'm done.
And so all the riches have.
Writing,
Yeah, so.
creative writing is definitely something I have to get better at.
So probably one thing. Shoot, probably one. Does he want one from out of the house? You're gonna want one right here, so it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4. So. Does anyone here have 2 open house signs that Edward can borrow Saturday?
Everybody,
I do.
There you go, Edward.
thank you so much for the room, I appreciate it.
Did you get your open house signs from the?
Yeah,
You just need more because there's a bunch of cards.
there's a bunch of chairs, so couple more,
Where is it?
over in Colorado Ridge. So there's a few chairs, it's almost, kind of a maze in there, you ever been back there? That's-
Maze.
Yeah.
Very from a lot.
Yeah. This right here. Yeah, so another way, I just, I did,
Advocate. Actually. I'm gonna say. There's at least one, probably two, or
Good job.
The log house,
three. No,
have you got any on
which
that?
log house we have to?
The one we went and saw during our
No,
class.
nothing there. We're probably reduce it or take it off and put it on.
I named my company Any Business Stage in Alaska. So give me my flyer.
So,
You guys got the discount. Give my discounted rate.
You've hit a roadblock there, Lane?
I'm not a writer.
I'm gonna rewrite mine too, see? I haven't updated mine.
I noticed a couple of errors, like in like lowercase i's, like in the writing. I don't know if that was intentional. I just noticed that when we read it the other day,
Oh,
like
yeah.
in the writing.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No, I'm not getting them and I'm rewriting. Lane, where are you having a problem?
Do what?
Where are you having that? Are you not sure where to start or?
Yeah.
So what do you-
Right now?
With 19.
Because you already planned.
Oh, it's commercial.
So what do you want?
It's about a relationship. I'm not worried about a check. I those come, they're the life. Mine's about a relationship. My meeting last night with my client was over 2 hours. 10 minutes of it was business. Okay, it's about the relationships. Do I know what I'm doing? Yes, I know what I'm doing, and I want that portrayed as well. But that's not, I don't have a passion for real estate. I have a passion for Great. Okay.
This is silence.
So I'll read you guys real quick what I just kind of like, I'm not like totally finished, but kind of changed mine. So before mine said I started selling real estate in 1996 in Anchorage, Alaska. Was awarded for my commitment to my community and customer service with three awards throughout 1998. I became a top producer for my company in 99 and have maintained that status through 2014. I now have 21 years of experience selling homes in Alaska. I work with all price range from small condos to land over $1 million priced homes. I love the diversity of my clients, the different homes they choose. The diversity helps me to know the entire market as opposed to a niche market area. I have a vast knowledge of new construction as well. I've worked with Thomas Company Builder for 19 years exclusively. I do their interior design as well as lot selection, and then I work with buyers to customize the home into their dream home. My business is usually split between buyers and sellers as well. If you want experience, diversity, and a realtor who listens to your wants and needs, please give me a call. I would love to help you find the next home or sell your existing home. So it was very much just about real estate. This is an older bio, obviously. So kind of changing it, this is kind of what I just like wrote down, first thoughts that come to my mind. When I started a career in real estate, I believe I needed to be skilled in sales, but quickly realized that my years of customer service training prior to real estate was really what I needed most. Anyone can learn how to write a contract, but what I loved the most was the joy in the eyes of my clients when I was able to take the descriptions of homes, the reasons why they need to make the move, and the lifestyle they wanted, and put that all together for them. This is why I have a passion for real estate and have been building relationships with clients and throughout my community for over 25 years now. So definitely more on a personal level, not really saying like what my skills are. I will probably like sprinkle in a little more, which what I also have are testimonials. So it depends on kind of what you want to do. So like this is more like relating on a personal level, but my testimonials from my clients say she was a great negotiator. She was a great communicator. She listened. She, did that. So if you have testimonials to go along with it that kind of say what your skills are, you don't necessarily have to put that in your bio. Your bio can be different. But if you don't have that, then you kind of want your bio to say some of the skills that people are looking for as a realtor as well. So you can kind of do it two separate ways. But as you can see, one is like, this is my experience. And the other one is like, this is why I love what I do. And,
And also
why I do
more
what
of
I
like
do.
a real person,
Yeah,
relatable,
100%.
all of that.
Yep, exactly. So hopefully that kind of helps you guys a little bit in creating yours and see it. And also when you put in your credentials, your education, your experience, and achievements, you can kind of, so my old bio, kind of had my achievements and had credentials and things like that. But this one really doesn't say anything about being a top producer, or doesn't say anything about, any of that. It's just more on a personal level about me and what why I do what I do. So you can make your bio more about that part, and then you can add those credentials into the other pieces of it. So.
One is like feelings, one is like facts.
Correct. And because when someone reads your bio, you're trying to make a connection with them. So you have to kind of think about, how can I make a connection with them through these words that I'm writing that's real about me? Because they're going to read 10 bios. And some people, maybe they're an engineer and they're looking for, I want someone that's been selling real estate for 25 years that has, been a top producer for this long. Maybe they're looking for specific things. Other people, maybe they're also looking for those specific things and they read it in your testimonials, they see it in your testimonials, but they want a real person they can talk to because their wife is the one that's actually going to be picking out the home, and she wants someone who relates to her and she doesn't care so much about the numbers and all that. She cares about being able to relate to people. So you also not only are appealing most of the time, you're usually appealing to two people in a transaction. I mean, there's a lot of one person transactions, but there's also a lot of two-person transactions. And so you kind of think about that as well. And of course, you're not going to appeal to every single person. You can't write something that's going to appeal to every single person, but kind of think about your testimonials along with your bio and how you can, how they both can meld together to paint a story for you. So maybe that helps a little bit.
So where do these show up on your website?
It's going to be in your bio, like your about you. So
Just
when you go
listed
to
underneath?
your name, when you go to your name, jackwhite.com, it's going to tell about you, and it's going to be there.
That's where your bio is, right?
Yes.
Now, what about whatever you put in those 4 boxes? Where does that show up?
Oh, let me see. Well, I guess I should fill it out first. I'm just gonna put a few random things in here.
Yeah, I just put that up. Yeah, so. Amanda Dryer. There. I
I just it's gonna show up. Oh, you don't do this. Okay, so here's the about me section right there. It looks like it just shows up in the about me. So I say I'm gonna have to ask that question, Lainey.
Is that the credentials, background, all that stuff?
Yeah,
Right here, right above it, it says, the item below will not be displayed on your website.
it
They
says
are
what?
for information only,
Oh,
whatever that means. So I don't think anybody will see that, right?
yeah, I guess so. I guess it just goes into your bio. I mean, just your bio shows up, or about you shows up. Well, that's weird. So I guess it's just really important to just put in the bio part then. Because I mean, I don't know that I'd really worry about putting the other part in if it doesn't show up on your website. It seems pointless to me.
Can you see that? Right below your picture there, it says that.
Okay, yep, it is.
But you're in your side of it, not the public side.
Correct, but even when you go up to the public site, it doesn't show up on your website. So you just skip that. I mean, there's no point. I wouldn't fill it out. Your credentials, your background, experience. So just if you want that to be in there, then just put it into your bio. Add it into your bio. So we have a few more minutes. How's everybody doing? Has anyone written theirs?
No, I'm not done.
Not done? Okay.
I found a good like one I wanted to use, but I didn't like how it ended, so I'm gonna
Revamp it a little
yeah
bit.
revamp it. It's better than what I currently have on my website.
So do you guys want to take a 5-minute break?
Yeah.
Take a 5-minute break, and then we'll come back and we can work on it for like 15 more minutes if you guys want. But I want to kind of talk to you about where you are, how you're doing. So let's take 5 minutes and then come back.
Yeah, me too. I want Is there weird? Brian.
It was strange enough, I was talking about it. Came up straight from the back.
I would mention something.
Yeah.
Is that him singing? Who's on the drums?
I am.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Hundred cruise.
Eighteen 57.
Jeez, that must have been pretty much. Wow, that's incredible.
And
That's incredible.
before he passed, he gave it to us, because we're the only ones that aged have a bad age before. Quit, whatever. And my wife, the only way to produce family.
I just had to give someone's Paul when he had sick.
Oh, man, God, that's, I got a bunch of fenders, but they're cheaper, you know, compared to West Wall.
That's true.
That's the stuff. Get one of these things.
Yeah, it's been a while since I only have my Tuesdays.
Yeah. Same, well, I got 67. All of our contracts, signatures. I just sold another one to a friend of mine. And the SG got that. Acoustics, I got some friends I met up here. A friend of mine, I met my whole group up there. Place to- Because my kids, two of my kids are up, my daughter and my son.
Do you write your own music? You write your own music?
My daughter does.
So if we take past, testimonials and put them on there, they're not rated with stars then?
No, I think you can. I think you can add the stars too. If you give her, we can, if you send them to Faith, she can put them in for you too.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we can do the stars as well.
I've been playing this whole stuff too, but I've only ever played using tablatures. So, I took over music for a little while. But I don't screw up.
Before it was like there's been time travel in the house because it goes pending,
All the kids do.
and now it's
Way back here.
nobody came through except for when I was literally had everything professional on and they literally didn't know anything.
I was on your great job. Cheap people. That's right.
You should yeah, but I know.
Everybody's like, you put the work in.
He in the shadowing about why they needed to make them. So they do. If you want to they will let you shadow sometimes, like a shadow, not interact. So they stay back and watch or whatever. But yeah, I would get. Yeah.
I know, that's what I was trying to.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it up.
Apparently, he was really great at the place. Yeah, I think people are advertising. I wanted to go to this one open house because they were advertising various properties and I wanted to make it effective tonight. I'm like,
The lifestyle I wanted and put it all together, so if you remove it and.
and it wasn't even our brokerage. I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
That would be good.
Or Janelle's really good. So she loves activities for conferences, so she'll do little gift cards and then at the holiday, when they win.
We just met them.
your address,
We
like,
did all
was
this,
there,
they're
and
still-
now she has new address.
They're doing the thing where they're saying they're gonna shop around, but I know me and Josh are like,
Yeah.
wanting it out of the park, we go out on everything, so.
Oh, yeah.
But they're remodeling, it's not
That's
out
good.
on the tracks up there, they got lucky before.
I just had one
I have the idea.
I sat a few days and get one call,
Something.
and the last
Better than
day.
nothing.
No, but I was really like, I always called 10 minutes before time ending.
I know, mine's on a definitely a personal level and it feels a little dorky, but it also is just kind of me.
True.
bring yourself prepared.
Yeah, I was like,
Sitting on the floor.
every house, like, Just sitting there.
Yeah, just have like a little.
I didn't get any first calls.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to kind of hear how people are doing. So I don't know, Chrissy, do you have any interest in sharing yours, or you like keep it?
I mean, if I'm gonna write it, we'll let you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I will.
Okay, everybody, let's have a seat and kind of get started again.
That's awesome.
So, Christy is willing to share what she's written about hers, and so I think kind of hearing where people are kind of going with it, I think kind of helps too, especially some of you who are kind of stuck. So,
Okay, I'm gonna read mine. I'm gonna be brave and read it because this is not my thing. And it's not exactly tailored, like kind of how you change yours on a more personal level. That's how mine is written. So, my career in real estate began in the late 1990s while processing mortgage loans. From there, I took a decade off to raise our family and ran a successful daycare where we made many lifelong friends. As my kids grew older, I started looking for a flexible career that would allow me to maintain my role at home as well as in a professional level while still engaging in my community. My husband had been in the real estate industry for almost 15 years by then, and I made the decision to join him in real estate in 2013. We have been successfully helping buyers and sellers through all the multiple facets of real estate since that time. I love what I do, the friendships that have been formed, our clients' dreams that have been realized, and the happy folks and families we have helped. When I am not actively tied to my computer or phone, which my kids say is a lot, you can find me taking a hot yoga class, cooking up a delicious homemade meal, or hiking with my husky. I will even answer your call or text from the hiking trail.
I like that. That's great.
Because
she
it is
put-
true, like if you're available, like you gotta, that's just part of it. So,
Yeah,
what do you think?
I think it's great. I like it. It sprinkles in some of your skills, your experience, that you've been doing it for a long time, and how your clients feel about you, and also what you enjoy as well beyond just work.
Because I could tell you somebody who will read this and be like, she has a husky? Okay, I like Robert. now.
Yeah, exactly.
I did the same thing, except I put hiking with my chocolate lab.
Yeah.
So, will you mind sharing yours real quick?
Yeah, mine's short and sweet. I actually already had it. I just changed one thing after a little spill. So I just put, I'm a 10-year United States Air Force veteran with a background in construction management. I now happily serve as a licensee at Jack White Real Estate. I'm very passionate about helping people and ensuring they get the best representation possible on their path towards home ownership. When I'm not busy working in real estate, you can find me out on a mountain hiking with my chocolate lab. I have been fortunate enough to work with people from all over the world, and I now proudly call Alaska my home. Let's plant some roots here together and get you into your next home.
Oh, I love that.
That's good.
Yeah, that's really good. Very, very good. So, I love that. I actually got little chills when you said that. That was cute. I like that.
Oh,
ending of
thank
it.
you. I was like, I'll fix it in the future, but for now, this will work.
I wouldn't have guessed that you were like that veteran either, like, you know.
10 years, thanks for
Yeah.
your service.
People
Yeah,
don't,
yeah,
people don't know.
Yeah. So I think that's good because you want to, because there's a lot of people who are military and they want to work with other people who understand them.
That's all my clients have been military too. Like,
Yeah,
my
and
first
you
one-
understand.
Yeah.
And you're military as well, so thank you for your service as well. So, yes,
Can I read mine?
please, yes, I want as many people to read as they're willing.
She looks like she's got an awesome one for here.
I'm sure she does. They're very creative.
I love you. Mabel Carey has worked in the Alaska Native Corporation business for over 30 years. Her success was taking the Cusco Corporation from $1 million in revenue with no operating companies to creating 9 subsidiary corporations, bringing the company to over $100 million in revenue over the 15 years as CEO. Her passion to create long-term legacies is what she brings to real estate. Mabel's ultimate goal is to build customers for life, not just create one transaction. Long-term reliability with her clients is her strategic mission. As she did with the Cusco Corporation's board of directors, she will provide you with the history, details, factual analysis, and strong recommendations to help make your best informed decision about real estate. She will always provide her strong recommendations and resources for you to utilize during the stressful financial freeway to your destination. This might be too long. Creating economic development in the Kuskokwim's rural region was a challenge which she took on wholeheartedly. The region was the poorest in the state of Alaska. She created over 9 subsidiaries and negotiated the surface use agreement with the largest gold mine in the world. This long-term legacy has created over 10,000 employment opportunities for shareholders and continued financial growth for the company. I can assure you 5 to 100 years from now, the Kuskokwim Corporation will be the leading Alaska Native corporation. I want to do the same for you with your real estate investment. And then that's where I want to put something about my decorating and staging, because that's what I love to do.
Mhm. No, I think that's good, and I think it's totally you, because you are very, you approach real estate in a very strategic way. Like, you create books for your clients, and you create, you're very detail oriented with everything you do, and you say that in there, and I think it definitely speaks for you, and it says who you are. So I think it's great.
On top of that, the credentials you listed
Yeah,
are
yeah.
really impressive. So
Yeah, absolutely.
However, I would maybe shorten a little bit just about the Kuskokwim Corporation. Like maybe if you can shorten it down a little bit, like obviously that's a huge deal, but it's also about you as a realtor, not necessarily the corporation.
I
Anymore.
second that. It
Yeah.
sounds, I mean, I know a lot more about the corporation from that than I do about you as a person.
I guess
And definitely
because I
put
was
your
there
stage-
25 years,
I
and
know.
that was me.
Right.
That was all that I did.
I would definitely try to incorporate the staging in there too, because like you have a super good knack for that.
Yeah. Mhm.
But that was really good.
Yeah.
It's funny because everybody's is just like,
Everybody's different.
obviously everybody's different, so.
Everybody's different, and everyone's gonna be different. Everyone's approach is different, which,
Mine's gonna be more.
Have you
about
started
myself with, yeah, I started.
you wanna read it? Huh?
I could,
Okay, go ahead.
and this is just a rough draft. I'm
Sure.
gonna be
That's what
changing
we're
some
doing here. We're gonna and I think, it helps to hear different things that different people put in it, because it helps you oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna add to mine a little more about what I enjoy doing after work. Because I didn't put that in mine, which I wanna do. Yes. Yes, there, exactly.
So before I read
So-
mine, this is the mindset I'm at.
Mhm.
I'm not even a year into realty yet,
Sure.
so I'm gonna focus on kind of my talents, as it be, and so I'm gonna say a little bit about the different jobs that I did have these different steps.
Okay, read it. Let's hear it.
So I got a ways to go yet. Hello, my name is Edward Falcon. I am a husband of 26 years, a father of 3 wonderful kids, and a grandfather of 4 beautiful grandkids. At an early age, I loved music. I loved to entertain, so I learned to play a few instruments such as drums and guitar. I also like to help people, and I love to build and or construct anything. When I got married, my wife shared my passion for music, and as time went on, we started a band called 100 Groove. Our kids also started to sing and play, and they would play in our band from time to time. Through the years, both before and after I got married, I worked various jobs to support my family and myself. That's as far as it got so far.
Okay. And I think that's good too. I probably, again, would try to shorten a little bit and say, try to get it in, because how is music, in your opinion, how does music tie into real estate?
Well, it's kind of a relation thing. That's how I was gonna tie it in. When you play in a band.
Yeah.
When you, in a bar or wherever,
Mhm.
when you play and people are not dancing,
Mhm.
they're not buying beer, then somebody doesn't wanna pay to bring you back again to play again.
Mhm.
So you gotta kind of read the crowd and know what they like and cater to them.
Mhm.
So,
So you can tie that into real estate as, so in music, I was taught to be able to understand what their needs and wants were in their relationship to music, but in real estate, I translate that into, the different aspects of a home or what they're looking for in a home. That you can I can see how you can add that together, but you should do it quickly, not too far down the line.
Yeah, because I got other things too. I was gonna put, 'cause I used to work construction, in both building and road and all that. So I looked at
And,
that in there.
focus more on the building part because, like with years, you say something like, with years of construction background, I can help you visualize, the potential of a home. I can help you, take you through the journey of new construction or, things like that. So you can kind of maybe pull that in together with something like that. Who else has something? Lori, you've got a lot written on your paper. Are you willing to share some? No? Okay, no fun.
Okay. I also don't like speaking in public without this.
None of us do, okay?
I enjoy
Okay, maybe we're just have to read everybody's.
I put down, hey friends, I've spent the last 15 years learning everything I could from the culinary industry, from fine dining in Chicago to homegrown Alaskan fare. My whole career has been based on providing an experience with my clients. In 2021, I was in the top 3 best servers in Anchorage from the Anchorage Press Fix. As a realtor, I will provide service, reliability, and candor. I can be found on the weekends, cruising the bike trails, or slinging frisbees on the disc course, but mostly I will be in your corner. I can be reached from 9 to 3 p.m. Monday through Sunday.
I probably would not put, I would not put hours.
Okay, cool.
But that other line was fabulous.
Yeah, the rest of it was really good, but you don't want to put hours. For one, you're not gonna update this or remember to update it when your hours change.
Yeah.
And you also don't want to just say, I'm only available here. And someone says, well, I work till 5 p.m, so you'd never be available for me.
Right.
So,
Do you work at nighttime? Is that why you?
I do.
Okay.
But
But you can always answer.
Yeah, I always,
Yeah.
Something, yeah, so.
even at work,
Yeah.
I took on a new
Yeah.
client just basically getting a text while I was actually making a cocktail or something.
So you were working past 3 o'clock,
Yeah.
so you don't want to limit it.
you don't want to definitely limit it.
But that's good though.
But I like what you said. I don't know that I would put the exact dates.
Okay.
Because they're gonna say, okay, 2022, so he's brand new.
Yep.
And so you don't really wanna put that out there for the universe that you're brand new, because your skills are not gonna show you're brand new. But when they see you're brand new, they're gonna think you don't have the skills, but you have the skills because you work here and we teach you, we help you and support you. And you've got all of us behind you to help, to push you along. So
So
your
no dates,
skills
no
are
times.
not, huh?
No dates, no times.
You can say, in mid 2020, or the mid 2000s, or, you can say something like that if you want to, but if you can avoid doing that, I would if you're new. Now, I've been doing it 25 years, you've been doing it in the industry for about the same amount of time. So you want to do it if you've been in there a long time, but when you've been in there a short time, not necessarily.
The customer service business.
Yes. Yes. No.
That's a good one.
Even just with a couple we've heard, now we all know each other better. And
Yes,
it depends on
absolutely.
if you are into fine dining, you pick different people for things that resonate with
Yeah.
you. So
I was in fun dining as
It's
well,
good
so I'd
stuff.
be, I'm telling you, out of all the testimonials, I'd probably go military or, fun dining, just based on that in common,
Yeah.
Great.
so.
So you look for things that are in common.
Yeah, commonalities.
So who else has something in the works that they would like to share? Or maybe need a little help? No.
Come on, man. Come on.
Good. I think I need help.
Okay, do you want to tell us what you have so far?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not much. I kind of started on a basic history and then I just listed things I knew how to do or have done.
Okay.
And I started out, and I put some dates down and I thought, wow, that's a long time ago. I think I'm too old.
So you have the opposite problem.
Yeah, I have the opposite problem.
A lot of experience.
When I was 5.
Yeah. I just started out, I came to Alaska as a young boy. My parents drove up the Alcan Highway with me and my baby brother in an old Ford Mercury out of Alaska. And I'm living here the rest of my life. I have extended family and friends here. And then I kind of petered out there. So I just said, okay, I'll list what I've done, fire service and business management, building construction, remodel knowledge and experience, investor in commercial and residential properties, food service business, put that down there, I think. 8 years as a realtor licensed in the state of Alaska, helping people sell their home, move up to a better place or downsize to simplify their life. 22 years as a firefighter, probably overdoing that, specialist in rescue and emergency management. That's all I do. I'm just kind of stuck there. It's like, well, how do you put all this together so it's not overwhelming and keep it short and sweet?
Mhm.
I think you could tie it all in that all that is service to others, like being a firefighter, all of that in some way is helping people. You know, it's
Serve
a
your community
Yeah, you've been serving your community for,
in one capacity or another.
30-something years.
23 years of experience of saving people, I can save deals too.
I was just
Stay in here, Todd.
This comes in with these quips and then
What was the last he said?
He said, 25 years to save people, I can save deals too.
Oh, save people. Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I already saw it.
Saving lives, saving deals.
Leave it to Tom to come up with that.
Yeah, there we go.
Where is he that he's listening? Is he on yours?
He's in the wall.
I don't know.
He's listening. He's listening.
You got us plugged.
So, but yeah, you can definitely add some kind of fun things, connections like that. Like you said, I'm in your corner, from Frisbee to I'm in your corner, that's kind of fun. And so I think that's great. I think you can definitely add that. I mean, that is a fantastic tagline you could put on your business card. 25 years from saving lives to saving deals, or, that's kind of fun. And
Write it down so you know what to get.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again.
People are gonna be bringing all the hard deals too.
From saving lives to saving deals.
From saving lives.
To saving deals.
And also,
Okay, there you go,
like,
Terry.
you didn't get top 3 server because you have 7 service skills.
No.
That's pretty, I think that's
Yeah,
pretty
that's-
impressive.
That's definitely some huge kudos there. It's a hard job, and everybody knows it's a hard job.
Food service and then
It's the
Yeah. Yeah, and so if you can, do that. I mean, you kind of just think of something
If
fun,
you
like,
people are ruthless when their food order is wrong, you should see them when their biggest financial transaction.
There's your
Yeah,
That's your tagline.
So, but just kind of think about how you relate. So, when you have you know how to do remodels, you've done construction, you understand that helps people when they're making a decision on a home, always. That knowledge really, really helps. When you get the home inspection back, you can help them really negotiate that because you understand what these words mean. It's not Greek to you. So, and it helps if you understand it, you can help explain to them. So that's skill. I mean, it's really, really helpful for people.
And it also shows experience with
Yes.
coordinating between clients and contractors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it shows that you have that experience coordinating between multiple.
And when you take, when you're doing food service, I mean, you have to be organized. You have to be able to figure out, who gets what meal, when they finish when they're 3/4 done with their glass of wine, you're there asking them, do they want another glass or not? Or, you've got to coordinate the room and manage all the people that you have in there. Well, you do the same thing with real estate. When you've got several deals going, you've got all these different pieces of the puzzle you've got to put together. You've got lending, you've got the title, you've got the home inspection, you've got the other realtor. So think of it in terms of if you are newer and you're going into something, grown my skills in being able to, from managing restaurants to, managing transactions. And the skills that help me manage well in restaurants are helping me manage transactions. It's, management is management. It's just a different thing. So if you're good at that, you can definitely translate it into a different career of that. The bottom line is you know how to build those relationships and you know how to care for people and help them and grow whatever skill you don't have right now, but kind of like work with what you've learned. I mean, life gives us all kinds of skills that you may, that have just helped you. I mean, like if you have brothers and sisters that you're the oldest one and they're 5 or 6 years younger than you, guarantee you did a lot of manage with that with your brothers and sisters and entertaining them and helping your parents. And so it's like all these little things you do in life that don't discount it. It's taught you something. Everything you've done has taught you something. Taught you something that you need to continue to do, or taught you something that you need to stop doing. But it's taught you something.
Managing this cancer crap.
Absolutely.
It's been like the biggest challenge of my entire life.
Yeah. Because it's
Being
a
gone and not working, and now we're like back home, and shit, I gotta get back to work. It's been very challenging.
Yeah.
But that's like I'm putting that on my resume because I had to go out and seek and find. I found so many free resources, just taking him down to Houston since November. Neither one of us are working.
Yeah, I have a really good podcast I've been listening to about. It's called, she wrote a book, something like Being a Badass Advocate or something like that.
That is me.
Yeah, and I was thinking about you when I was listening to that. I was like, I should send this
Maybe
to her. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah. So just what I want you to do, if you don't, who feels like they just are like totally blocked, have like no idea what to do, where to go? Anybody? Everybody kind of have a direction to go in.
I
Start.
like how we helped some people with some taglines.
Yeah.
I would love to do your tagline. Certainly the best, something. I don't know. I would love to. Maybe at another time, but I think taglines are really beneficial for people because then you really.
Oh, that's a
just
good one.
hearing.
I like that.
Serving up homes with style.
Oh yeah, there we
That's a
go.
good one.
Because just hearing
I'm
Terry's
gonna put
story,
that
I
one.
didn't know all that about you, but now it encapsulates it all in that tagline for you.
Mhm. Yeah. So
Mine is bad.
Laney, when I know you're having a little bit of struggle like how to go, where to go, but when I first met you, I'll have to say when you came in my office and you interviewed here, I'll tell you, I immediately felt very comfortable with you. That you were a nice person, that you were easy to talk to, that you listened. And I think that, that's not the approach that a lot of people, or that's not something that everyone has. So you being very approachable, you being able to connect with people. I mean, this guy that you're dealing with, a lot of people could not do what you're doing. I mean, you have really helped him a lot, and I think he realizes that. But you've been super patient with him, and I think that's something you definitely can put on your resume or put in as part of your bio.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I know you love the outdoors. That's what brought you to Alaska. I think you definitely need to add that in there. And then other things that you've done in your life prior to real estate and your experience selling real estate in another state in Texas.
Plus, you're very like commanding the way that you talk. I don't know how you can put that in there, but like when you talk, I'm like listening, like looking at the deep voice. Like
Yeah.
you're just very well spoken, I guess.
Yeah,
something along those
You
lines.
shoot from the hip, which goes in with the hunting and you being from Texas and Texas Rangers,
But you probably don't want to say a lot about I mean, I think it's fine to say you enjoy the outdoors. There's a lot of people who, have like hunting, they feel about that. So, but you may not care because you're like, I only want to really connect with people who are like me, and if they don't like to go hunting and that bothers them or worries them, then I'm fine with
Some people
not having a
really hate the
relationship with
thought
them.
that somebody's going out to kill Bambi or whoever else.
For sure. I mean, there's definitely there's people, but
Can't be
It's-
everybody's cup of tea, that's okay.
yeah, that's okay. And I think most people are acceptant of that. You know, yeah, especially up here.
Yeah.
And especially from, Texas. You're from, two of the, from one end of the state to the other end of the state.
I tell you what, Alaska and Texas are kindred spirits, other than the weather.
It's just like northern and southern, it's very similar.
Yeah.
Well, there's that lawyer who has that commercial about, he's in his hunting gear and he's gonna take that hunting experience to finalize their legal transaction. I mean,
Mhm.
you've seen that commercial.
I don't watch TV. Sorry, I don't even have one. Too much good stuff
I
to
mean,
do.
there's a lot of like hunting analogies that are fantastic
Yeah,
for
that's
real
what I was
estate
thinking.
too. If you want someone that's gonna hunt down the best home for you,
See, that's
so,
maybe right past.
Yeah, the catchphrases, you know.
so, I mean, it's just like little things like that you can,
Jocelyn, team, my commander.
yeah. So just, kind of thinking it, you can think of it in aspects of that. You don't need to make it real hard. Just start somewhere. You can always add to it. You can always change it. But the key is do something. Don't put it off for another year and have nothing. So just start somewhere. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can just be a little bit about you. And then you can read other people's bios and you can kind of get different ideas because it's like super easy to change. Like literally hit edit and go there and change it. So it's not like a big process to do. Yes.
So do you, suggest maybe starting Twitter and all that kind of stuff too, linking that stuff to here too?
Yeah, if you use it, put it in there.
No, I don't.
If you don't, then don't put it in there.
Somebody's telling me, get in, start a Twitter.
Not unless
If
you
you're not
use it.
comfortable with it, I don't mess with Twitter or any of that stuff.
Yeah, I don't, on Facebook I'm cool with, because I'm on there, but.
Well,
Somebody's
Facebook
telling
is
me.
good because if you put it in your profile, then when you're doing other things in KV Core and you want to hit like just the little Facebook button icon, it'll take you straight to your Facebook page instead of having to log in each time. So it makes it a little more convenient when you're doing other things in KV Core if you have it in there. But if it's not something you're familiar with, I totally agree with you, George. Don't do it.
So in Alaska, on like Facebook particularly, do you have to have a separate business?
You don't have to.
And so the state doesn't regulate that at all?
Mhm.
You don't have to have all your information, your license number at the top of your page if you're promoting real estate or anything?
You have in your post, you have to say, you don't have to have your license number, but you have to say you work with Jack White Real Estate. You
In
have to
the
have a company
post,
name in the post.
but not on your,
No.
okay.
But when you're in MLS, and then you wanna take something, I saw a couple of people do, the hot deal of the day or whatever,
Mhm.
and post it on their Facebook, your stuff goes on there, right?
Yeah, it will if you do it from Flex, it will. But if you do it from the website, it doesn't bring all that stuff in, but you just have to, where you write it, you just have to say, Gina Burke, Jack White Real Estate, that's all you have to do.
Okay.
If your name's right there, just say, Jack White Real Estate, presented to you by Jack White Real Estate or whatever, Gina Burke at Jack White Real Estate. Anything like that is fine. Okay, we have about 10 more minutes. Is there anybody that hasn't done anything with theirs? You have a bio already? Okay. And you're happy with it? You want to read it?
Sure.
Or we're just gonna go to the site and read it now.
Right.
I want it to be a tagline.
Okay. I put, Zach Chico's a licensed realtor with Alaska house hunting at Jack White Real Estate. And is a proud Filipino who moved to Alaska at the age of 5. Inspired by his parents' drive and resilience to embrace change, he brings his 8+ years of customer service experience, innate attention to detail, and unmatched work ethic to embrace this ever-changing market. With a bachelor's degree in marketing and a minor in real estate, Zach has not only the educational background, but the sincere passion of connecting the local community with their next dream home.
I love that.
Really good. You were not even gonna read that for us? That was really
That was
good.
awesome.
Did you say a natural work habit? I think,
A
I like that,
natural.
because that's a
Or
different.
unnatural. Which one was it?
Yeah.
I didn't hear.
For like unmatched.
Unmatched.
Oh, unnatural. They said
Well,
unnatural.
unnatural
I heard
sounds cool, too.
unnatural, like superhuman. I'm like, I like that.
That's right.
That was really good.
Yeah, Wilson, did you have one?
I do.
Are you willing to share?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I'm one of the people that hold out so later
I'm
on.
gonna pick on you if I can.
Give me any suggestions, mine's kind of, I think it's pretty basic, but here we go. I spent the last 3 years taking courses and learning everything there is to know about the real estate industry, from flipping houses to investing in residential or multi-family homes. I'm currently applying this knowledge in my role as a realtor for Jack White Real Estate, where I've helped Spanish-speaking families find their dream home and also guiding clients into being more open about investing in real estate. My motivation in getting into real estate is being around my peers and noticing how many people aren't aware of how real estate can be a tool to set up a better future. When I'm not in an office, you can find me working out at the gym or out hiking and enjoying Alaska's beauty. If you have any questions regarding buying, selling, or investing in real estate, please don't hesitate to call me.
And I would just say I'm bilingual in English and Spanish, because you said you've been helping your Spanish speaking clients and you don't want them to think that you don't speak English well.
Oh, okay.
So
And maybe
that
at
would
the
be
beginning also, don't do like the years, just maybe
Just
say
say
the past,
several years.
past several years.
Past
Okay.
several.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was good though.
Mhm.
We were all like,
Really good.
yeah.
Good job, Wilson.
Clayton, what about you? You knew I was gonna call it.
It's kind of rough.
Oh, do you want to share it or do you?
Help you.
I can share it.
We'll help
Mine sounded very similar to your first one,
Okay.
but I thought it sounded kind of aloof. And then your second one seemed a little bit more genuine. So I kind of scrapped my first draft. Here's my second one, and it's kind of all over the place, but not as detailed as some of the others. But I just said, as a military brat, I've moved over 16 times all over the United States during my childhood years. Growing up, that's not a finished sentence. I know how stressful real estate can be. Moving can be. I've chosen to work in real estate to help people navigate through the stages of buying, selling, or investing. But most importantly, take on the stress and make real estate an easy and enjoyable process.
I like that.
Great, that's really
very
good.
Yeah, that's very
And
good.
that, like saying like, hey, like I understand the stress of moving, I've been doing it my whole life, I think that's very relatable.
Yeah, yeah, I really like it. And it doesn't have to be super long. And maybe what you do after that, you just say, when I'm not helping, people do this, I enjoy doing this. And then, you could just round it off at the end and end at that if you wanted. I think it doesn't need to be super long. It just needs to, and I think you hit the points you want to hit, so you don't need to keep adding a bunch of
and it
words
kind of
just to
left
make
with
it.
like a
Yeah,
feel good, comfortable, like
yeah.
easy to talk to,
And your tagline should be navigating you to new home success or something like that. But I love that because you kept talking about moving and navigating and
Navigating you to your homes, to your own groups.
something about
Navigating
navigating.
where you move something.
That's coordinating a transaction.
Let me help you
moving
move.
is also stressful.
I wanted to add in that I'm also a Boy Scout and we get a lot of volunteer work. Something along those lines to just touch on that.
You could say
You don't have
enjoy
to, like
working with
she
my
said.
community. Like I've worked with the Boy Scouts organization throughout my community, and I love helping my community. You can do that as the next part. So when I'm not selling real estate, I enjoy helping my community or working in the with the Boy Scouts in my community and whatever else you enjoy doing.
that will literally probably attract exactly like
Yeah.
see that there was a Boy Scout where they're like,
Yeah.
they'd be like,
Eagle
oh,
Scout.
yes, yep.
How old was that was?
Almost. With all this moving.
It takes a lot of work,
It's
boy, I'll tell you.
life's calendar.
I couldn't get the car to work. They didn't give me the thing because I couldn't get the Fox Derby car to work. Anywho.
Stop talking about it.
Stupid car.
This is the revised, so you guys want me to share mine?
Yeah, please.
Alright, so what's up on the Alaska House Hunting website? It's just really quick, because it was literally the first week I got my license and I didn't have any credentials, so I just made some up. It says George Haggis is a licensed realtor with Alaska House Hunting and Jack White Real Estate. George is part of a large family that is immersed in the real estate industry here in Alaska, having a passion for service, whether that be serving our country as a warrior or serving a client as a source of information, comfort, and all their real estate needs. George would love the opportunity to help.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I think that's really good. Yeah, it's short and sweet, but it
It says a lot.
military, it does say a lot.
It's a lot of information in a short span, which I think people appreciate because they don't like,
I do.
reading long. Yeah.
Shorter the better.
Yeah.
When I'm reading something, so yeah. That's great, we can put all that
Yeah, you
in
got a lot of
just a
information.
short period.
Yeah, I like that. Because it's true, if they can't read it in about a minute, they're gonna lose interest, so. Mine's probably too.
So I was taught that like when you put a resume out, it should be maybe 1 page, 1.5 at the most.
Yes.
So it's the same thing here, you put your resume out there for clients,
Uh-huh,
so. you
Depends on
know,
what job.
Coming
Nowadays,
in.
they want more pages.
yeah. It's true, you're just trying to appeal. I think you guys all did a really good job. Really, really good job. And you should be proud of yourself of like just taking the time to do this because it is something that we all put off, including myself. And so it's just not something you get to. Other things become a priority, but it really should be a priority because it's really important.
And there's a lot of damn talent in here too. Like,
Yes.
even we don't even know that about each other. So
Yes.
like, how is everybody else supposed to know it? You know?
Absolutely, absolutely. And Lenny, I'll help you with yours if you
Okay.
You have to
finish
pull
getting
them
going.
out on that talent for me.
Yeah. Anybody else I mean, I think everybody else read theirs, and I think everyone else is good. What about you, Lori? How are you feeling about yours?
Do it.
When you read it, okay, good. We
Yes.
everybody else is. She can't be
That's
the only
okay.
one that
Yeah.
Yay. She's like, mine's not that bad. I just heard everybody else's.
Find it. I know it starts out with, I'm from Guyana, in the small village outside of Kotzebue. Growing up in a small, tight-knit community, I learned to connect. It doesn't want to be read.
2 pages are stuck together.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Okay. Growing up in a tight-knit community, I learned how to connect with people. I graduated from management high school in Sitka, then went on to receive my bachelor's degree in hospitality restaurant management at UA in 2017. Before becoming a realtor, I focused on developing my management and customer service skills at establishments like Organic Oasis and the Captain Cook Hotel. I chose to move on to the real estate industry because I enjoy working with others and making stressful situations simple. In my spare time, I find myself with my partner, daughter, and bundle of pets, getting fresh air, and as much as possible, and catching up with those closest to me. I would love to earn your trust and your real estate business.
I like that.
So
Good. Yeah, that's good. I like that very much. Good, good. So everybody shared, almost. You kind of did. So, all right, well, it's 12 o'clock. We went all the way through. And so remember, next week, we're going to have a title here, and we're going to have a title officer that's going to do, we're going to go over a prelim and a closing, so you can kind of see what it's like for your buyer.
Yeah, next week, because it's the holiday, are we doing it after the holiday?
We are doing it after the holiday. Yep. And then the week after that, we're gonna have, Tiara from Home State, she's gonna be here, and she's gonna do a mock buyer, presentation or buyer, so when she does a pre-qualification for a buyer, you can see kind of how she does that, questions she's gonna ask, what she goes over, what she tells them they need, those type of things, so you know what that looks like and you know what your buyer is hearing. I think that's super beneficial. So that's what's gonna be happening in the next 2 weeks. So
Good stuff.
enjoy.
Really good
Good
stuff.
job today.
Yeah, let me know if you have a group. If you want
Yeah,
to this. I just bought a few discs, there's this.
Thank you, Gina.
You are welcome.
Salt Lake City,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, where'd you all do this?